Okay, so doing a little TIG welding with the Trailblazer, and I just figured I'd show my setup here. I've got the remote plugged in with the extension cord adapter, and I'll show that a little bit more later. Got 417 hours on it, and in the remote TIG setting, I actually got this like extra muffler on the top here, and yeah, it looks goofy, but it's really fucking quiet. And it was actually just the cheapest fucking muffler that I could find on eBay. So got that on there, and got some number 2 welding lead, just some little stuff, and so got that set up there. I got welding lead coming in, focus, to TIG torch, and I just actually used regular old air couplers for my argon hose, just because it keeps everything simple and easy. But that coming in there, I'm actually just using a random ass 26 torch that I got with an Everlast welder, and it doesn't have a valve on it, obviously, but with the fact that I use the air hose for my argon, I can just simply put a little valve on there, and it's, you know, close enough. My foot pedal is, again, a foot pedal that came with the Everlast welder. And again, it's just an extension cord that runs out to the Trailblazer. The only kind of crappy thing about this is that in this connector here, because this is obviously only 3-wire, in this connector here, the contact pins have been soldered together. So even when you stick this in the remote TIG, holy fuck, I gotta put this down. Even when you put the Trailblazer in the remote TIG setting, you're actually on scratch start, because the contact pins are welded in here, because an extension cord only has 3 wires, obviously. But it's just a cheap way of doing it for now, and it's handy for taking out on the road and everything. You know, there's it just takes a, you know, regular old air hose and extension cord to run the foot pedal on it, and then just cheapo regulator, again, all air hoses. And so building a spreader bar for picking shit up with my backhoe, and figured I'd TIG it together, because holy shit, do I need some more practice with that. It used to be pretty good, and unfortunately I don't really do it enough anymore. But I think that's about it as far as the setup goes. I guess I will show that so you can see it's at 20 amps right now, because it's got the foot pedal hooked up. So you do have to disconnect the foot pedal in order to be able to set your amperage. And I wouldn't mind turning this up just a little bit. But then of course you have your foot pedal works like normal, although, like I said, you're on scratch start, because this one does not have setup for the contact. I would like to get Miller's wireless one at some point. I just can't justify spending the money on it right now, so for now, this will do the trick. And I actually don't know what I'm welding at amperage wise. Like, obviously I know what the machine's set to, but then I'm just running the foot pedal from there. So I'll set up the camera facing the machine here in a second. So hopefully you can hear. Obviously want to remember to turn the gas on. If you did have a foot pedal hooked up that had provisions for contacts, then you could run this as a lift arc, but then you would either need the Miller's wireless foot pedal or a corded foot pedal that uses 5 wires instead of just the 3 on this one. But its minimum amperage, obviously, as you can tell from the faceplate there, is 20 amps, so a scratch start of 20 amps isn't bad at all. And as you can see right there, I didn't even have to whip out of it. Sometimes all you have to do is just simply let off the foot pedal and then it will kick out. I will... yeah, what are we going to do here? Hopefully, it comes across on camera just how freaking quiet that Trailblazer is, and of course adding that other muffler to it sure helps a lot too. Of course, welds at idle, which is pretty freaking sweet. The other thing that's kind of nice, I find, about the Trailblazer is that because it's all LED, you can from inside the shop here easily look out and see your settings and all that kind of stuff, and fuel level, and just where you're set at, voltage and amperage. So I will, bear with me a minute here, I'll find a random piece of steel and we'll run this at 275 amps, and hopefully that'll rev up just a little bit. So that right there is pretty normal, and then we'll just floor it. Whoops. So let it come back down again. So hopefully that comes across. That was welding like total dog shit because because I didn't have a piece of steel ready, so this still had a bunch of mill scale and shit all over it. But you know, that's what it was doing before. And obviously, like I said, you know, practice. I need more of it. But yeah, pretty, you know, basic setup and everything. But I do really like how the Trailblazer is just so versatile. And, you know, you can do so much with it, which granted you can do, you know, you can TIG weld off, you know, any constant current machine that I'm aware of anyways. I don't see why you couldn't TIG weld off, you know, quite literally just about anything. But yeah, that's my setup here. And yeah, there she is.